Good morning. This is X-Pulse AI Morning Mix. I'm Iris. Today is Tuesday, August 11, 2026. We're covering Nvidia and Wall Street lining up over $500 billion for AI infrastructure, Meta dropping an open model that runs on laptops, plus a big U.S. policy fight and how hospitals are deploying ambient AI. Orion, you in?
I'm in, let's go.
CNBC reported on August 10th that Nvidia partnered with Apollo, BlackRock, Blackstone, Brookfield, Goldman Sachs, and KKR to mobilize more than $500 billion for AI infrastructure. What exactly are they financing here?
It's third-party capital aimed at data centers and the full stack of build-out, power, facilities, and a lot of Nvidia hardware. The pitch is, AI compute isn't just a cost center anymore. It's an underwritable, revenue-producing asset.
So this is basically AI data centers as an asset class going mainstream?
Exactly. If lenders believe capacity will stay booked, training and especially inference, then you can structure projects like other infrastructure. It also helps spread the bill beyond hyperscalers and frontier labs into enterprises that want capacity without massive balance sheets.
More than $500 billion. My calculator asked for a break. Any catch?
Two big ones: grid constraints and utilization risk. If model efficiency jumps faster than demand or regulation slows deployment, some builds could underperform. But the financing wave itself signals the market thinks AI demand is durable.
Also on August 10th, CNBC says Meta released Muse Glimmer as an open-weight model that can run locally on high-end PCs and laptops and promised weights for Muse Spark 1.2 soon. What's the strategic play?
Meta is leaning hard into device-level AI, lower cloud costs, better latency, and a developer ecosystem that can build without sending everything to a remote model. Open weights also pressure competitors that keep top models locked down.
When a model runs locally, what changes for users besides your laptop fan becoming a leaf blower?
You get privacy and offline capability, plus predictable costs, no per-call fees. The trade-off is hardware requirements and ops complexity. Users manage updates, safety settings, and performance tuning. But for many workflows, good enough locally is a big unlock.
Meta framed this as part of the open versus restricted debate. Does this escalate the policy fight?
Yes, more capable open models intensify concerns about misuse, while supporters argue openness improves scrutiny and competition. Meta's move raises the stakes because it's not just researchers, it's mainstream developers running models at the edge.
Cyberscoop reported on August 10th the U.S. Federal Trade Commission is considering regulating ideological bias in AI systems, and critics say it could exceed the agency's authority and raise free speech concerns. What would bias regulation even look like?
It could mean enforcement actions claiming unfair or deceptive practices if companies market systems as neutral or balanced but deliver systematically skewed outputs. The tricky part is defining ideological bias in a way that's measurable and legally defensible.
Is this about model training, moderation policies, or the user experience layer?
Potentially all three. Bias can arise from data, alignment choices, safety filters, or product defaults. Regulators would need to specify what claims are allowed, what evidence is required, and how to audit systems without turning it into viewpoint policing.
For companies building with AI, what's the practical implication right now?
Document your design choices, testing, and disclosures. If you say unbiased, you're inviting scrutiny. Expect more pressure to publish evaluation methods and to provide user controls that make the system's behavior less of a black box.
Medical Daily reported on August 11th a study in the American Journal of Managed Care found about 62.6% of hospitals using Epic had deployed ambient AI documentation by mid-2025. That's fast. What's driving adoption?
Time. Clinicians hate paperwork, and ambient tools turn conversations into draft notes. Hospitals see potential gains in throughput, reduced burnout, and more consistent documentation, especially when staffing is tight.
The study says liability rules and governance haven't kept up. Where do risks show up?
Accuracy and attribution. If the system mishears, invents, or misses clinical details, who's responsible? The clinician, the hospital, the vendor. Then there's consent, data retention, and whether transcripts become discoverable in legal cases.
Do you expect these systems to stay draft note helpers or evolve into decision support?
They tend to creep. Once you capture the full visit, it's tempting to add coding suggestions, care gaps, and recommendations. That can be useful, but it raises the bar for oversight because the tool starts influencing care, not just documenting it.
A few more things to keep on your radar. California's governor announced a statewide AI cyber defense program on August 10th, including an innovation council and emerging tech accelerator, plus a public deliberation effort called Engaged California. What's notable there?
It treats AI-enabled cyber threats as critical infrastructure risk, not just an IT problem. The Council Plus Accelerator setup signals procurement and rapid pilots, while the deliberative component hints they're also trying to build public legitimacy for labor and economic policies.
Meanwhile, ABC News says South Australia is launching a royal commission into AI starting in October and reporting by mid-2027. And CSIS analysis found U.S. states are acting like policy laboratories. Are we heading for a patchwork?
Already there. The CSIS read is that modest, industry-aligned bills pass more often than sweeping ones. Add different international approaches, like a royal commission, and companies should plan for compliance by geography, not one global rulebook.
On the risk side, The Guardian reports Moody's warned banks are becoming systemically dependent on a small set of AI and cloud providers. Plus, Bloomberg had JPMorgan leading a $441 million debt facility for data center builder GlobalAI. What's the connecting thread?
Concentration. Money is flooding into capacity, but the stack is still dominated by a few vendors and clouds. For financial services, third-party outages or vendor lock-in become systemic issues, so regulators will push resiliency plans, portability, and stronger operational controls.
And in product land, Microsoft announced MAI-Image 2.6 on August 10th, saying it's number 2 on the Arena text-to-image leaderboard. Anthropic is making auto mode the default in Claude Code on August 14th. Nvidia also told Digitime's networking and co-design are core as AI factories scale.
The theme is automation plus systems integration. Better image models get packaged into platforms, code tools get more agentic by default, and data centers become engineered products where networking, cooling, and software matter as much as GPUs. Also, McKinsey says only 11% of firms reach full-scale AI reinvention, so tooling is racing ahead of org change.
That's XPulse AI Morning Mix from XPulse for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. Share it with someone who'd find it useful. See you next time.